part of the course, we are going to talk about the easiest way possible. As far as I know, I cannot think another easier way to apply transfer learning. To be 100% honest, that was how I started. The reason is that even though, as I said, the previous on the course, I knew what transfer learning was, I knew the basic ideas, and I knew all the technical details. I have never used it before, and I have seen people use it, but I have not actually used this technique. So this option, this Teachable Machine, was very important, at least to get a basic idea about transfer learning without getting too much into it. So I'd like to share with you guys as well. It's enough for you to do a huge amount of project, and you can feel like a pro. Transfer learning without code, and you can feel like a pro. They have, as you can see, you can use in Node.js. You can use. We are going to propose. We are not going to do it here on this course because that's not our goal. But I have been used on Angular, which is TypeScript, which is a kind of you may say that it's improved version of JavaScript. So that's the website of Teachable Machine. It's a Google project. Then you go to get started. When you go to get started, you have a couple of options. They don't have yet all the possibilities that you can use it transfer, but they have the classical approach. That is to say, image is the classical approach. Most of the application, as far as I know, the most important application of transfer learning, the most important application of transfer learning was on how to handle image segmentation, so on image classification. As far as I know, that was the first application, the most important application. So so that's all. That's all you have to know. You have here as well audio, which can be applied to audio, but you are going to choose an image. When you choose image, you have a couple of options here, but we're going to choose the first one. As you see, you have here a window that's going to be for you. That's very easy to use. You have the webcam, you have upload image, and you can give the name of the class that you want. You can then you have to train. I'm not going to do it here step by step. I'm going to do a technique which I suggest. You can save to Google Drive your project and open it. I'm going to open a project since I already have it done. I have several projects here that have been tested, but I'm going to use this one, how to classify frogs. In Portuguese, you call sapo. So you wanna say like you speak more than one language, it's called sapo. I was testing how to do it. So it's loud, it's saved on Google. So what I have here, I have a couple of images of two types of frog. I have the cane toad and the Congo toad. How do I get a hand of this image? That's very simple. That's the magic of transfer learning. And nowadays, use technique. I'm going to leave for you a preprint. I have read problems preprint before on other videos. But if I forget to upload, you just have to let me know. But that was very easy. So if you go here, for example, take this first one here. I'm showing you that it's very easy to use. You go to Google, then you go to Google Image. And you can just sample. You can just sample the image here. You can save. You can, as you see, the image is available. What I want to say that you don't need a very fancy, because I mean, make image classification sometimes can be a very tough job because you don't have access to very accurate and very powerful images. So it can be a very big challenge to actually apply transfer learning. Sometimes precisely because you don't have access to this kind of image. But in a specific case, as you can see, you can train your model using just Google images. So if you want to apply to any image, so I'm going to use for you as an exercise that you can apply to different types of dog. different types of docs. I'm going to leave a preprint which I have probably several times in this course, which I have applied in. Let me show you. So I'm going to leave the link, but I'm going to show the link. But on this preprint here, have actually applied to snakes classification. They don't have it here text. Yes, they have it here text. So that's more or less what I have done. But if you see here, we are going to see some of these images here. You see that some of these images on this preprint I have represented to you previously. So that snake, there are different types of snakes. As you can see, you have to classify the snakes, and the result was quite interesting. I'm going to leave for you the link so you can get the link instead of leaving for you the preprint to download. I'm going to leave for you the link, so you have access to later version. As you can see, there are snakes, different types of snakes. I just have to classify between the same species. This one is the same. So that's what we can do. I have done that with Teachable Machine. I believe or not, this I would say very advanced. I would say this very advanced approach this very advanced approach I have done in Teachable Machine. That's one of the amazing things about Teachable Machine. So that is here you have the image. So my case just sampled. I have the support of biologists, but you can do it as an exercise. You can do it by yourself. You can just sample it as an exercise. It's not a big deal. But for scientific article, you have to be a little bit more careful. But for this one, it's not that. So you can choose. I have even on the one here. You can see. You see here as I was testing. I even did another one, which was to classify. If you can ask me, I can try to share. I don't know how to share this project here. I don't know because I didn't find here an option. How to share. But I was able to find the option to. But I was able to find the. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I will see it later. But I was able to find I wasn't able to find, but maybe I can share with you by Google Drive. So if you are interested, just let me know that I'll do my best to share the project with you. So here I was trying to separate dinosaur. I mean, if you love dinosaur, there is a huge amount of dinosaur. So let's see dinosaur how it works. I mean, because I want to explain. And it's very simple. You ask to train. You say to train. If you go to advanced, here advanced, you are actually be able to see what's going on. I have explored that a lot on my preprint. So that's how it goes. It's trained, as you see. You have to activate with fire if you want to test the model. But the most important part that you have to see here is under the hood. Under the hood is showing how the model is able to learn. There is essentially two important curves here. The first one is called accuracy. How much the model was able to get it right. As you can see, it's almost 100%. But for the validation and for the training, training is what your model is able to learn. Validation is a measure of the generalization. How a model will be able to handle outside the data set that was trained. As you see, both of the curve for the learning, the loss function, both of them went to zero. You can use it as you calculate accuracy per class. The accuracy per class is how the model is making mistake per class. That's very important if you wanted to learn. If you come here, for example, in our preprint. If you come here to the preprint, you can actually see how it was. You come here to the preprint, which you can actually see how it is. You can actually see. You can actually see here how it is. As you see. No, sorry, not this one. Yes, this one, accuracy per class. In our case, as you see, we had some mistake per class, as you can see here. This one was 60%. As you see, the accuracy per class here in my case of snake was a little bit more difficult because they are very similar snakes in appearance. They're very hard for you to identify. But in the case of dinosaur, the dinosaur is very easy to identify. As you can see, they were 100% of accuracy. It means that you got to write all the tests. The other one is confusion matrix. Is how the classes exchange between each other. If you come here to my scientific paper, you can see here, for example, as you can see here, the confusion matrix is showing that this snake here is always all the time misplaced with this one. Predict as this one, but as you can see, it's a mistake. So the good matrix has to be just diagonal. As you can see, it's just diagonal. But even for this case here, a little bit more complex, you can get diagonal matrices. As you can see here, this one here, which is a set of species of snake, it's still diagonal. It makes no mistakes. So it has to be diagonal to make no mistake. So that's it that I guess I had to teach you on this part. Let me see what more I can tell you. Because Teachable Machine is so easy that I don't have too much to say. Because I mean, you can change here the number of batch. You can change here the number of how long you want the train to go. See that you can stop the train anytime you want. So sometimes you may want to put a very high train rate, then you just stop when you see that the models converge. The batch size, how much sample per time, that just means you have a huge amount of samples. But that's the learning rate. You may ask myself, how do I use the learning rate? It's a little bit of a trick question. As you see, if you put the learning rate very high, it's going to learn very fast. But it's going as well to make a huge amount of mistake. But sometimes when the problem is very easy to classify, as you see, it was if I increase the learning rate, it was unable to learn. If I decrease, I'm decreasing a little bit more. As you can see, the model was very problematic to learn. Even if you try again, as you see, the model was very problematic. As you can see, the learning rate is very important. It's how fast. You can think about how much detail your model is able to get. You can think this way. As you can see, you can train several times to get it right. But as you see, that's the best learning rate. You can put it smaller if you want. It means that the model will be slower to learn. As you see. You see that one. As you see the learning rate, the best was the default. You can also go to reset default here. Reset default, so all the number will be put at. As I said before, you can come here. You can save. You can save to drive. And you can. There's a couple of options. Save to drive. Then you can open. You can view project now. You can make a copy of the project if you want. So it connects to Google Drive. The image as well. All the project will be connected to Google Drive. That includes the image. So that can be very interesting if you wanted to build your model step by step. If you want to build your model not just one time, you build your model step by step. Teachable Machine can give you this opportunity because you don't need to build your model at once. Once you save your model to Google Drive, your model will be available for you all the time. So you just have to open the model again. You just have to open the model one at a time. So let's see what's next. So the next part is export. When you go to export, you have this option. You can download the model. If you download the model, you can even play with the model. Make kind of I have the feeling that in the third part of this course, I'm going to teach a little bit more advanced technique. But the best option, which I'm going to leave as an exercise, but I'm going to leave a code how to do it, a solution, is how to use when you make upload the model. As you see, what it's doing, it's upload the model to the Google Cloud. So it is to Google Cloud. It's going to be available for you to use. They even give you here a set of code. That's how. So you have to adapt. I have adapted to, as you see, it update. What you need is this link here. This link here will be always available for you. That the link, you can even share this link with your group, with somebody else. You can train a model, somehow make available the link. Always keep in mind that when you update the model, the link will be updated as well. Not the link itself, but the model behind the link. So if you have a model that is public, that somebody else is using, or you want to make sure the model is stable, is always the best version, always keep in mind that when you upload, you can train as much as you want, you can move as much as you want, but if you upload to the cloud, it's going to be updated as well, the model behind it. The link will be always the same. That's perfect because you separate the application, which is the code, from the machine learning. So you don't have to worry. Once you design your interface, you design your application, then you can train the model as much as you want without needing to go there to make update of code. I think that's perfect because you separate the machine learning from the application. I think that's all. As you see, you have option for Lite, which is more for Android and so on. I think that's amazing because you have all these options here that you can choose what you want, where you want to use. You have TensorFlow, which is Python, as far as I know. If you want, and you have TensorFlow.js, which is what you are thinking. TensorFlow is the classic one. It's designed in Python. As you can see here, port number and so on. That is the classical of Python. So, but we are going to use JavaScript. So I'm going to leave for you as an exercise how to actually use your model. So train your model, then use your model. I have a course here which is in Portuguese, which I teach all these steps, but I'm going to leave for you a piece of the code of this course so you can have as an answer. But please try first. Make the research you want, go to Google, ask ChatGPT if you want, but try before you see the solution. So that's all for this part.